point in the last few days. You can feel the stress of both sets of supporters, and with that backdrop, somehow these players have to produce a season-saving performance. How do you do it? How do you do it on a day like today? Produce your best. There are so many nerves flying around here. The tension you could feel as soon as you arrive at the ground. This is the way they are lining up. Hull Kingston Rovers have 38-year-old Jamie Peacock on the bench. He's dragged himself out of retirement to help Hull KR's cause. Terry Campese is another experienced campaigner whose game management could be pivotal. Salford have real size in their outside backs with the likes of Jones, Sow and Griffin. Michael Dobson, a former Hull KR hero, is likely to be at the heart of what they do well today. There is no glory to be gained from today, just relief. Winner takes all in terms of staying in the Super League. Whoever loses, it is relegation. It is jobs lost. John Keir, alongside us, you've been in this position 10 years ago when Wakefield had to beat Castleford in a similar kind of game as this. So how do you control the nerves?
Well, that's what you've got to do. There's trepidation, there's anxiety, there's nerves abounding everywhere in both teams. But you've got to have a belief in your own ability and in your teammates. And you've got to have a trust that everybody's going to turn up and do their job on the day.
Here's a first touch of the day by Terry Campese. It is not the best of kicks. O'Brien with a catch and Johnson to run it back.
This really has started like an arm wrestle.
Well, their form has been up and down. That looks like an injury here as well. That looks like a sternum injury, and that is serious, isn't it?
Yeah, Junior Sow there carrying the ball, as all good wingmen do early in the tackle count from dummy half.
Ian Watson there, the Salford coach. So Hull Kingston Rovers, chance to make something happen here in the shape of Thornley in the first instance. Lunt, the Cumbrian, but dummy half. Walker turns his back and thinks about the offload, but he's marshalled well by those Salford defenders. Lunt again, back to Campese, who puts the dummy on and shrugs off one defender and offloads to Lunt. This is good. And now tilts, backing forward, so to speak. Lunt again, Campese. Little step by Matty Marsh. But there's lots of winning Salford defenders. There's a couple of tackles to go here. And look how close Hull Kingston Rovers are. Campese again, back on the inside, Donaldson. Dragged down, sixth tackle. Lunt with a short one. They're going to try and burst over through Walker, who's claiming this. He's claiming this, and the referee gives it. Does not need the video. Decides for himself that Adam Walker has got down there to touch it down. And it's first blood for Hull KR.
Last tackle play this. You're expecting the kick play. They didn't. They ran the ball, and Walker just managed to force himself over the goal line and plonk it down legally. That's a great try for Hull Kingston Rovers, and it really will settle the early nerves.
And you have to say, well done, ref, for giving it first time out. So Josh Montellato can just settle himself here. It's a nice first conversion right in front of the stick. Shouldn't be a problem, isn't a problem. And Hull Kingston Rovers have the early lead by 6 points to 0. Campese. And Hull Kingston Rovers with Ken Seo blasting away down the middle again and getting a bit of momentum going in their favour. Here comes Walker, offloads to Campese. His participation at the back end of this year, Campese, was in some doubt because of injury. They're very pleased to see him, and they're very pleased, Hull KR, to get that penalty as well.
Yeah, first penalty of the game, wasn't it? Just trying to slow the ball down because Hull Kingston Rovers do have the wind in their sails. They are playing the game at a greater tempo than the Salford Red Devils.
So tap restart, and Tills offering his services once again. Doesn't mind a bit of hard work. Oh, the offload, Campese wasn't watching. But Hull Kingston Rovers still have it in the shape of Donaldson.
Well, Donaldson was certainly watching, and that's good yards he's made from that offload.
Lund down the blind side, Clarkson with a quick hand, out it goes for the dive of the acrobatic Josh Mantellato. They are celebrating a second try. The referee nods his head.
Tackle one. We've got try.
He thinks,
Rounding, please.
and that might be down to reputation as much as anything else from Josh Mantellato, that the flying wingman has scored in the corner. But what about the video ref?
Well, he did have a glint toward the touch judge, did referee Phil Bentham, and I think he felt that it was a try, but just trying to confirmation there, and I can't see any reason why that is not given. The ball's grounded on the whitewash before the elbow hits the sideline. That's a good call from the touch judge and the referee, and it should be clarified pretty quickly by the video referee James Child.
Quick as you like, they make the decision, and the try goes Hull Kingston Rovers' way. And just at the moment, this game is going Hull Kingston Rovers' way. 10-0 they lead with less than 13 minutes played. So here comes Mantellato. It's a pretty good kicker, the Italian international. Has landed some real nerve janglers from the touchline in big games, and he's done it again. He's just done it. Oh no, he's not. He's pulled it wide. The Hull KR fans were up in celebration, but the flag stayed down, so it remains 10-0.
Yeah, superb try. This come from a quick play of the ball, but high quality skill there with the passing, quick hands, soft hands, finds the wingman, and what a tremendous finish there from Mantellato.
Salford look to bring it clear. Here's Johnson. And you'd have to say it's not because Salford have been flat in this game, it's the extra effervescence that Hull KR is showing.
Hull Kingston will be tremendous, both with the ball, but especially defensively, although they're being asked questions now.
Here's Jones. Gathered in by Mantellato, an extra effort in the tackle has given Salford the penalty.
Well, that's the first error from a Hull Kingston Rovers player at all, and it's Mantellato holding down. They haven't dropped the ball yet, and that's the first penalty they've conceded.
Johnson running it in and making it almost to the 30-metre mark. Nearly 18 minutes played. That looked flat, shall we say.
That's a good carry though by Burgess.
And a good play the ball as well. Tompkins out to Dobson, who gets the pass away to Ben Murdoch-Masila. And there's Salford's response. Boy, did they need that. And they've got it. And their 2,000 travelling fans suddenly have hope again here and reason to cheer.
This was the forward pass, or alleged forward pass, and I think that's a line ball. There's no problem with that, but here's the penalty. That's the first error from a Rovers player. Josh Mantellato, a second effort that gave the field position, and Dobson took full advantage there. A beautifully weighted pass to the big second rower Murdoch-Masila, who's picked out Campese and come through the other side of Campese.
That's what it meant. Suddenly they're lifting their spirits. Gareth O'Brien with a chance to reduce the deficit to 4 points, to put Salford in striking range again. I think he's pushed it wide. He has pushed it right, so it remains at 10-4. Salford have some self-belief. Well, here's a moment, Walker having come off, and 38-year-old Jamie Peacock. The grey hairs give it away, don't they? He comes on. He's been playing in reduced minutes since his return from his retirement in this last couple of weeks. 14 minutes of the half remaining. It's driven in by the Welsh international again, Kopchak. It's right to Louis, who puts it back to Murdoch-Masila. And it's Salford's turn to just test out the fringes of that Hull Kingston Rovers defence. Jones.
Move! Go!
Back. And a chip from O'Brien. Easy enough for Mantellato. Oh, he's lost it! Mantellato's lost it! And it's touched down by Robert Louis. Well, the referee puts the arms in the air and puts the square in the air to ask the question here.
We've got no try.
No try, he thinks.
Can you just check whether it's lost or whether it's pulled out?
But is it pulled out after the tackle? Or are there more than one man in the tackle?
Mantellato is always, you would say, safe under the high ball. The first thing they're looking for there is the onside from the chase, and they were onside. Mantellato looks to have reeled the ball in. There is collision from Robert Louis. And is there a strip there? 2 men in the tackle.
James Shaw, the video referee, has made his decision, and it is no try.
Yeah, 2 men in the tackle. And you can just see the right hand of Robert Louis just pulls at the ball, forces Mantellato to lose it.
Move! Goal for
Louis. Dobson. Into the gap, he stepped. Oh, he almost lost the ball. Regathers just in time, and he's having his shirt pulled from behind for a little too long in the end from Maurice Blair. So the penalty goes Salford's way.
Yeah, it was half a break, and he regathered the ball, but you'll see Blair at that point should have let go. But there's a second effort, and consequently it's a penalty to Salford in a great position.
There's the tap, and here comes Kopchak. Tackle one, Salford, less than 10 metres away. A try and a goal puts them level again here. Dobson with a dummy. Couldn't get through. So Logan Tompkins rolls in at dummy half. Kopchak was to his left. It's gone just behind him, though. Hodgkinson Rovers' defence is hanging on as you'd expect here. Salford are going to have to be cleverer or a little more muscular. Tompkins again. Back to Robert Louis. Louis. Little step. But he too is dealt with. Tompkins rolling in. You can feel the tension from the whole KR fans at the moment all around us as they watch this spell of defence from their side.
held. Release, fire.
Ben Murdoch-Vasilla held up just about. Tompkins on the line, throws it back. Robert Louis across to Dobson. Dobson to O'Brien. O'Brien with a long cut-out ball, and Evans will scoot in on that left-hand side. And Salford have a second try here. Early on it looked as though the game was going against them, but boy, have they dug themselves back into this contest.
Well, here's the penalty. Dobson's half through. There's the second effort from Maurice Blair, which gave them the next set of 6, and it was the last tackle once again. And rather than kick, they've used the power play, they've run it, and that's a superb pass from O'Brien that finds Evans on the outside of Seo. Some real high-quality ball handling from right to left, but this is the money ball. A superb pass straight on the button to Evans. A marvellous piece of handling and a marvellous try, well finished by Niall Evans.
Any nails left, James? Any nerves not shredded yet, Hull KR fans? Gareth O'Brien with a puff of the cheeks and a glance at the sticks and a kick to draw his side level. He knows the importance, strikes it well enough, he strikes it true enough. The flags are up, it's 10 points apiece. It's as you were with 32 minutes of the first half played. Ian Watson, cool and calm, anything but, I suggest. Means to his feet. All good. Lunt stalking up to dummy half. Seo. Worn out stuff at the moment. Now it's Lunt who's having a real performance here today. Gets it onto Seo, who can put the foot down. Support from Cockayne. The recovering tackle comes from Josh Griffin. Cockayne's ever so close and gets the penalty. There was just a hand on his back, and Cockayne is experienced enough to make sure he went down face first again. And the referee has to give the penalty. 10 metres out. What do? Goal? Yep, they're going for goal.
Well, Sean Lunt's come more and more into this game, hasn't he? That was a lovely offload, Seo offload. We thought Cockayne was over. That's a great cover tackle from Josh Griffin. But again, hand on him just to prevent the quick play of the ball.
So Josh Mantellato, this could be the final scoring act of this first half, if he puts it over. He has put it over. It is not exactly a nerve settler, but it just steadies things a little for Hull KR. They lead now by 12 points to 10, and even the politicians are enjoying the occasion. Or are they?
2, move Sean! Goal 2, well back.
Kopchak taking it in.
Hold! Move! That's 3, hold.
Logan Tompkins coming to this left-hand side. Quick hands, has got Evalds away. Bit of space in which to run, and the support is there too for Dobson, and Dobson is tracked down brilliantly by Matty Marsh. A try-saving tackle, but is it just delaying the inevitable? Because Salford still have plenty going their way here, but Hull KR have recovered superbly in defence. Salford now have 1 play to go. Dobson dribbles it in. Sears back there, and he's going to stay back there. It'll be a dropout underneath the sticks.
Well,
and another injury.
Yeah, Kopchak. I think it's a reoccurrence of an ankle injury from 2 weeks ago. But this is a great break. It's Niall Evalds on the outside. Shows composure, picks out Dobson. But what a tackle that was from Marsh. Really was a try-saving tackle, that one. And still they look for the space, but the scramble defence of Hull Kingston Rovers was tremendous there, and Terry Campese, he actually solved the problem.
Well, Josh Griffin is injured, but I suspect they just told him, you've got to carry on, son.
Yep.
Junior Sow has gone, Ben Murdoch-Masilla has gone, Craig Kopchak has gone. That's 3, probably gone for the game.
Yep.
Go on 4.
So Hull KR know if they can just see out this next few minutes, it might be advantage them. Robert Louis, last tackle again on that Hull KR line. Flanagan and Dobson. Steeples it high. Josh Griffin gets up and catches. It's been knocked on, but it's knocked on by Salford. So a handover for Hull KR, and much relief for the home side.
Yeah, you've got to admire Hull Kingston Rovers. That's the second set of online defence they've had to cope with, and they cope with it really well.
2. Wait, goal 2.
With the injuries they've got, Salford, you know, unless somebody comes against the odds back on the field, I think there's only Sean Kenny on the sidelines who can provide them with any interchange relief at the moment. Campese throwing it left. There's danger here as Thornley cuts back on the inside.
4.
Penalty, yeah. You could hear the Hull KR players calling for it. The referee gives it. Complaint from Luke Burgess, but a penalty for Hull KR.
Well, he did a pretty good job there, scrambling across. A big trot forward, diffusing the situation of a three-quarter making a break, but he did hold down that bit too long, and it's a repeat set for Hull Kingston Rovers in a great field position.
Lunt with a tap, Tills takes it in.
First, move mark. Hold.
Lunt stands and waits. If Hull KR are to get a score, what does that do to the spirit of Salford, who are hanging on at the moment? It's with Campese, who's almost found a path. Lunt waiting again here, goes left. Clarkson, CO, he's going to be held up just short.
4. Move.
They've got a couple of tackles here, Hull Kingston Rovers. It's hurled back to Campese, and now Tills.
5. Move.
Well, they can hardly watch, but here it comes. 6 tackle. Thrown out towards Horn. Horn puts the kick into the in-goal area. The dive is by Thomas Minns. I think he's got there, but it is too big a call for the referee to make that decision without a little help. This could be a game breaker. Minns is claiming it. The referee on the field was thinking of giving it.
Tremendous work, wasn't it, from Graham Horn there? Great footwork initially, but to put a kick in of that weighting into the in-goal with this pressure, that's a tremendous kick, and Minns is ever alert, and if he grounds this, he was certainly onside. If he grounds this legally, that's a try, and that is a try.
Well, we saw last night you only need a finger on the ball. Tonight it was 8 fingers and 2 thumbs. Thomas Minns with the try. How big a moment in this game. How big a moment in this season. Ian Watson knows his side have got problems now. Battered by injuries, trailing by 6 with a kick to come. It's Hull Kingston Rovers, advantage them.
This was marvellous work, it really was. It's carried it to the right-hand side, and you think Horn's going to try and get over with his footwork, but a deft kick there. Outstanding skill, considering the pressure of the situation. Look at it, just a little topo, left foot, and it's holding up in the in goal, and well finished by the makeshift winger, Thomas Mims. That means a lot to them. Big kick this day.
The difference between one score and 2 scores difference. Mantellato puts this over. Kingston Rovers are not out of sight, but they're moving a long way away from Salford. A punch in the air. They know how big that 2 points might be. 18 points to 10.
2, move, back up Salford. Wait, goal 2.
Seo
3, move.
claims of being not square dummy half.
Square goal 3.
Peacock back on again for another effort.
4, move.
Well, he's certainly put his hand up, hasn't he, in these trying circumstances.
And Campese.
Big kick.
Oh, if it goes out, and it has gone out. It's a 40-20, and it has put Hull Kingston Rovers from the point of defence to the very edge of attack. They'll start their next set, all things being equal, 10 yards from their opponent's line. And is this the moment that the wind is taken from Salford's sails?
That was a brilliant kick, wasn't it, from Teddy Campese? A spiral punt there. Absolutely technically perfect. And my word, that means so much to them. This could be the time.
Time off.
They believe in their club again. They believe in their side again. And there's every reason to believe at the moment. I think he and those around him are sensing the worst.
That's it, Sean. Excellent.
Matty Marsh with a feed. OKR settle themselves down for a good dig at this Salford line. Thornley, the first effort.
Goal.
Seo. It's Clarkson crabbing across the face of the defence.
2, move. Hold.
Still 4 tackles to go. Lunt on the inside, the man who started the scoring. Adam Walker.
Held. Release. 3.
Held up.
Go on 3.
Lunt again. Campese with a pass to Horn, who tries to do them with a footwork.
4. Move.
Not quite.
Go.
It's back by Mins. Here's Peacock. What about a try for Jamie Peacock?
5. Move.
5 tackles played. 8 metres to cover in this final play. Blair again, always carried it in. That's a waste of a final play.
Well, I'm not so sure, Dave. I think they're just saying we'll turn the ball over in a corner, 90 metres away from our own goal line, and they'll challenge this Salford team that really are out on their feet to produce the goods.
Dominant.
Big hits coming in. It's the last that the likes of George Griffin will be wanting to feel at this stage.
Move.
If Salford win it from here, it is an incredible effort by them. It really is. But
Well,
they've got a penalty.
That will certainly help. Adam Walker with the high tackle, and all of a sudden it's starting the set on the halfway line.
Here's Johnston.
First. Move.
So 40 metres away, 5 tackles in which to cover those 40 metres. Burgess.
2. Move. Back up.
Kenny
Hold. Goal. 2.
rolling up at dummy half. Dobson puts it back to O'Brien. O'Brien with the dummy, and then the double pump to Evels. Evels tries to flick it on the inside. It's a forward pass.
Yeah.
It's a forward pass. Desperate effort.
Did really well, Thomas Mims there. It looked as if he got half a yard in, but he drifted across. He's put him over the sideline. Evels could do nothing but try to offload the ball, but unfortunately for the Red Devils, it goes forward.
Time off.
Well, they're still not convinced, are they? There are still some nerves to be twisted and torn. Dr. Marwan Kukash, is he watching his dream disappear here?
First. Move. Goal.
They have to score twice. The likelihood is they are not going to score twice. But likelihoods have been contradicted in sport before. Salford keep the faith, or at least the last lingering crumbs of faith that they have.
2, move, goal.
O'Brien in at dummy half. Murdoch-Masila, who looked as though he was played his last a long time ago because of the injury he took, still out there. Dobson, Robert Louis with a dummy, can't slide through. 2 tackles to go. Dobson, this is now it for Salford. Nothing comes after this unless they can score. It's all or oblivion on this last play. Dobson spins it out. Josh Griffin. Griffin holds it. Oh, and Evans, he's into the corner. He's into the corner. There is time for a miracle. Niall Evans scores. Salford are back within 4. They've got a kick to come, and then there's a minute still to go.
Well, this is great skill, I'll tell you, considering the situation. It was all or nothing, this play. Look at Josh Griffin, left-handed carry, sucked the wingman in and just put it out the back door to Evans. Just created enough space on the outside for Evans to go over. Pulls the winger in, offloads to the wingman. It's a great try. There's a conversion.
Well, the kick's wide, but that, in a way, doesn't matter, because of trying a goal, Salford can still win it here. Oh, now the edge of the seats are being tested. The referee has stopped the clock with 53 seconds left.
Well, it's 53 seconds to save their Super League status. It really is, and for Hull Kingston Rovers, it's 53 seconds to defend as you've never defended before.
There is a nervous rumbling all around this stadium now. They've got one set of 6 tackles, Salford. They started this set with 100 yards to go. They've just reduced that by 15. Can they produce a miracle? Or do Hull Kingston Rovers hang on? It all comes down to this. Such a long season that started in February. All those months of toil and travails. And it's the last 20 seconds or so, and we still don't know who's staying up and who's going down. Salford will keep fighting. Here's Josh Griffin. Griffin has got the break, and he's got Evans in support. Evans now with a catch. Oh, and back comes the tackle of Mims to put him down. 4 seconds to go. Last play here. O'Brien to Dobson. Flanagan. The hooter sounds in the background. The pass is out to Johnston, and Johnston scores the most miraculous try you will ever see on a rugby league field. They've gone. They were out. They were down. But look at them now. Salford are right back in it. How do you explain this?
Well, you can't. They had gone. You just were admiring their effort, their tenacity, their desire to stay in this division, and they've come up with that. Absolutely fantastic.
Well, unbelievably breathless that a game like this should finish like this.
But what a great piece of centre play once again from Josh Griffin. It was the same play, created the try for Evans. This time he kept hold of the ball, made the break. Evans is tackled, but look at the composure then shown by this Salford Red Devils side. They knew it was the last play. They knew this was for their Super League lives, and they've come up with skill like that and a finish like that. What a great try.
It's all square. 18 points apiece. There's a kick to win it here. Gareth O'Brien, never mind the £1 million game. This is the £1 million kick. If he puts this over, Salford have just created an absolute miracle. If he misses, we're going to golden point extra time. Thousands of eyes focus on one man. The kick that means £1 million is missed. He's dragged it wide. The hooter had sounded a long time ago. We are in to golden point extra time to try to settle this. John Keir, how do you get through this now?
I don't know how we've got to this situation.
get dealt with after.
The Salford Red
Well, what
Devils
can I do?
looked absolutely out for the count. And Griffin's caused problems all the time down that left. That was where the initial break was made. Then it was transferred out to Johnson. And it built up to the £1 million kick. And unfortunately for Gareth O'Brien, but very fortunately for the Red and Whites of Hull Kingston Rovers, he dragged it wide. And now the coaches are out there. They'll be earning their money now. Both James Webster with Hull Kingston Rovers, Ian Watson with the Salford Red Devils. And it'll be a matter of composure and who's going to grab that first £1 million point.
This is not sport, this is torture. There's the two owners, Neil Hutchell and Marwan Kukash, together in arms. They're going through exactly the same thing here. It's a shared emotion of desperation, frustration, anxiety. It's just disbelief spreading all around this stadium. Nobody knows where this is going. Nobody knows where this is going. Rip up all the predictions. Whatever you thought you knew about sport, think again. Salford
First.
have defied the laws of physics almost to put themselves in this situation.
Two. Move.
A drop goal now will win it for
Hold.
either side.
Goal two.
Nobody's left, nobody's leaving.
Three. Move.
Tomkinson
Wait,
at dummy
goal
half.
three, good.
Robert Louis. Murdoch Masilla. We'd written his epitaph on this game a long time ago.
Four.
And yet
Okay,
he's still
Jamie.
going on with injury.
Five, goal, four.
Tompkins. They shuffle it left. Haraki.
Five. Move.
Tackle 5 is reached.
Goal.
They'll look for a good end with a kick here. O'Brien. Oh, he's going for the drop goal right from the start. O'Brien, has he got it? Oh, he has got it! He has got it! Gareth O'Brien with a drop goal! It is absolutely, utterly unbelievable! Salford have picked themselves up from their Super League deathbeds and walk again. James Webster wonders what's just happened. And John Keir, what has just happened?
Well, what a drop goal. To execute that skill at this stage of this contest is unbelievable. It was almost a 50-yard drop goal, 48 metres away from the uprights, and it's absolutely flown through, and doesn't he know it?
Well, as much as they celebrate, the rest of the ground utterly deflated. Salford stay up, but Hull Kingston Rovers cannot believe what has just befallen them. It has taken golden point extra time to relegate Hull Kingston Rovers. It is Salford who survive, and boy, that was a work of fiction.
It's nothing more than what we deserve. We deserve to stay in Super League. I'm not going to talk about the politics, but listen, I'm back next year, and you haven't seen anything, so you'll see more of me next year.
So that's it. You are definitely staying put at Salford.
After all of this, do you expect me to walk away? No way.
If that ever typifies kind of the group that we've got, is that great determination, the attitude they kind of shown there, and a never give up attitude. We've been driving that hard, that we don't give up on anything, and we always push through. And to be fair, the guys have shown what we are as a group, really.
We had a couple of injuries which hurt us during the game, and we had to reshuffle around. Salford did as well. It was a high-quality game for two teams that had a lot at stake. One error in the first half, and I couldn't remember too many in the second. That's a pretty high quality considering, so much was at stake.
Just devastated. Obviously, I'm coming to the end of my career, so it doesn't really hit home as much to me. It's more the other guys I feel for. I tried everything I could for the side today.
It was a heck of a long way out, that drop goal.
Well, that wasn't the plan. Dobbo was at dummy half. I was going to kick to the corner, but we had a bit of a strong breeze behind us, and he said have a crack. So that's probably the sweetest drop goal I've probably ever hit, and probably isn't the most important, more important one either. I really do feel for the Hull KR boys. Two teams both battling for the jobs, and against blokes that we fully respect. We play hard all year, and it's a real physical game, and for it to come down to one game when your job's on the line, and it's not a nice thing. But I just want to wish them all the best for next season.
What is the future? start from scratch and rebuild from scratch? Can you keep hold of these guys?
I wouldn't have a clue. That's the thing that happens with rugby league. They run a promotion relegation with a system where there's nothing underneath it, not like football where you got pari-mutuel payments. The RFL somehow have a really good idea of what's going to have. You get really good entertainment here for 20 minutes to put lots of people's futures and lives under the pump, and that's just the way it is.
Do you agree with this system? Would you like to see it changed?
It's really hard, you know what, because there should be a way into the top flight, but to have it as brutal as that there, it's real difficult. I've got a dressing room full of wives and kids in tears in there, and it's tough to deal with.
But you hope you will be here for the future to sort this out?
Yeah, I'd like to be. Obviously, I'd like to be. I think it gives the club a clean slate and build perhaps some solid foundations rather than the shaky ones it's been on for the last few years. But that's for Neil and the board to decide.
Wow, just wow.
I agree. Wow, what a finish. Who saw that coming? Okay, were home and hose, weren't they? When Campese nailed the 40-20 late in the game, I thought that's just a momentum changer that'll keep them in Super League. But Salford boys kept going. I thought Josh Griffin was immense today.
And Gareth O'Brien, that was some drop goal, wasn't it?
Well, to be honest, me and Nobby both stood there watching it. He's about 50 metres out from the actual try line and goal post itself. I'm thinking he's just going to put a kick deep into their corner and sort of try and force them to come out of their own half. No, he goes for it. Holkar didn't put any pressure on, gave him some space, and he nailed it, absolutely nailed it. And they'll be talking about, those supporters down there, they'll be talking about that drop kick for years to come.
And Marwan says he is staying put.
Yeah, it's hard not to say that with the euphoria and the emotions that are flying around the stadium at the moment. I'm sure he'll think about it. If he sees staying put, he's got to stay put, hasn't he? But, you feel for the Hull Kingston people and Neil Hudgell in particular, as well as the players, because both sets of players gave everything, and clearly you can hear that the atmosphere is still electric around here. Both sets of fans have, and that's, I suppose, the ambition of the Super League in creating this £1 million game.
You have endured relegation and what it means for a club. What will happen now for Hull KR?
It is extremely tough to sort of dust yourself off and pick yourself up again, but you have to. That's one thing, and it's got to come from the top. There's got to be a rallying cry tomorrow morning. Say, okay, we're going to rebuild again. Okay, we've taken a setback. We've taken a shot. For 79 minutes of that game, we felt like we had control. The nature of sport, the wonderful television reality program that sport is, absolutely brilliant. But it does toss up that sort of adversity. You've got to rebuild again, get stronger. They've been there before. If Holkar, they've picked themselves up and they've grown again.
Well, we have had incredible drama here, but we've had incredible drama too in the playoff semi-finals.